Hello YouTube, got another review for you here. I said I'd be doing knife reviews, and what I will mainly be doing is sort of UK legal knife reviews, because there isn't really any other use for having any other type of knife in the UK. So what I have here is a Columbia River Knife and Tool Slipkiss 2, which, will it focus on there for me? There we go. So, CRKT. It's a rather strange looking knife. You sort of got a bit of like an exposed edge here, and see how the actual body of the knife sort of bends up there to sort of accommodate for the knife, because obviously it's got to sit in there like that. Just got your pivot screw there. Now, just in case you're wondering, UK legal doesn't want to keep focus. Basically means that the blade, the cutting edge, has to be no more than 3 inches, and the knife cannot lock. Whereas you can see, this is fully open, and I can just do that again. You know, it's not locked anywhere. I don't need to release anything in order to close the knife back up. So this is a weird variation of a slip joint, but it's still pretty much the same thing. You know, you just got like a torsion bar on the back, and as you can see, probably see better the other side actually. That's fully open, and as you turn it round, it pushes the torsion bar back, and obviously it fits into this wedge here. This is really what will be classed as a gentleman's knife, I suppose, because it is quite posh, shall we say. It's quite nice looking, and you've got these sort of swirls going on in the metal there, which do make it look quite nice. Now I do use this, and this is not amazingly sharp right now, but when you get it from the factory edge is very, very good. You can see there. There you go. Ed Halligan, Slipkiss engineered. There you go. Now, Columbia River Knife and Tool do a lot of UK legal knives, which are quite nice. But this one just caught my eyes due to the scales here. I mean, they are fakes. They're meant to look a little bit like mother of pearl, but they are just plastic. But they look the same. They look nice even. Can I get you a bit of a close-up on there? See if we can get in focus. There you go. But yeah, it's a very nice knife. As I said, it does come very sharp straight out of the box, so it is nice. So let's get on to the specifications. It is a chisel ground blade. As you can see, one side of it is ground, and the other side is just right on the tip. I don't know if that'll focus. Right on the tip, you can see a little bit of an edge there, but you got much more of one on that side. As you can see, my edge is starting to sort of roughen up, shall we say. But yeah, anyway, getting into some specifications. The blade material, which is just this portion, is 3CR stainless. 3CR13 stainless. So it's a relatively hard steel, as you know, a lot of kitchen knives and stuff like that will be probably softer, I'd imagine. But it keeps its edge relatively well. You do have to touch it up quite frequently, though. As I said, this isn't sharp right now. I've used this quite a bit recently, so I'm going to have to sharpen this. It is, as I said, it's a slip joint locking mechanism, I suppose it would be called, but it's not really. The overall length, so from tip to butt, is 133 millimeters or 5¼ inches, and just the blade length is 60 millimeters or 2¼ inches. As you can see, it really is just meant to sort of be kept in the pocket, just on its own, loose in the pocket. There's no pocket clips or anything like this here. You don't get a sheath or anything with it. But it is, as I said, it's meant really as a gentleman's knife, so, you know, this isn't a very intimidating knife. You know, you don't just pull this out of your pocket and scare somebody with it, as one of my other knives sort of look, albeit they're small, they look a little bit more intimidating, and I'm just trying to get it out of my pocket because I need to put a lanyard on it. This is another one I'll be doing a video on, but that just looks a little bit more intimidating. You know, you hold that in your hand, that looks scary, as opposed to that, which is, I don't know, just that looks a little bit more vicious. But anyway, I'll be doing a review on that at a later date. But yeah, good knife, relatively comfortable thanks to this sort of finger cut out here. You definitely get your index finger in there. Due to it not being locked, this does come down, but there is quite a bit of resistance. You know, you've got to, where is it gonna put there? You know, it's quite stiff, so the slip joint is remarkably good on this one, and as on a lot of slip joints and most knives, there's a point where it will catch and slam in. So that's about there. So that's quite a decent back spring you've got on here. But anyway, I use this quite frequently. It is a very good usable knife for just light cutting chores. If you're doing anything in the garden, you'll obviously want something bigger, but then, as I said already, this is a gentleman's knife. This is not used or designed for use in the garden. It's basically cutting loose threads or cutting open the leather or something. So anyway, that's the Columbia River Knife and Tool Slipkiss 2. They do have a normal Slipkiss, but this is the 2. This one's a little bit bigger, I believe. But yeah, I like it. So anyway, that's the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed or found it somewhat informative, and I will see you guys later.